Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. We're going to go ahead and do a past, present, and future reading. We're just going to check in and see what's going on. If that's something that interests you, go ahead and stick around. Gemini, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box because that's going to have any information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe, so go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you are returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope that you're doing what's best for you. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Thank you for everything that you guys give Gemini because it really does mean the world, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. So eagle feathers could definitely be significant. You could be connecting with your roots right now, trying to connect with your ancestry, especially on your father's side. There could have been something about the father's ancestry that was villainized. I'm not saying that it wasn't warranted. I'm just saying that there could be something about that. So maybe there was like, you learned about that side of the family, but it wasn't really taken seriously, or it was more like looked at as taboo or something. I don't know, but there is this energy of looking at the father's side, Gemini, or delving into those roots, okay? Definitely a lot of your ancestry that it feels like you weren't really around for, like this was not during your lifetime. You're looking way back, okay? So take that as it resonates. I'm also getting a shooting star or a comet. Some of you guys could see a shooting star. Some of you guys could make a wish upon this or something like that, or there is something about the stars. The North Star, the stars could be guiding you, Gemini, okay? But I do feel that you guys might see something in the night sky, and it does feel like it is a star, like a shooting star, okay? All right, Gemini, you could be a shooting star. You could be taking off right now, that's for sure. All right, let's get some past energy out here. They're instantly showing me the dice when I saw the past. So you might have taken a risk. You might have taken a roll of the dice. You might have just went, fuck it, we're just gonna do it and see where it goes, okay? The past. We have Kuan Yin, we have care and compassion, choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. So there is this act of compassion that was taken in the past, okay? There is this energy of trying to do the empathetic thing, trying to do the loving thing, trying to do what's best for everybody involved. I'm getting a very Libran energy off of this card. I'm getting the energy of like being very diplomatic or trying to rise above and see something from a higher perspective. They're giving me the hawk energy, but they're also giving me the clam, like an oyster or a clam, something with a pearl inside. So there's almost the energy of like looking beyond what you can see sometimes, because with the hawk energy, it's like looking beyond your, getting a higher perspective. And then with the clam or oyster, it's like something hidden within. So there is this energy of somebody really trying to look beyond current circumstances to see something from a higher perspective and do what's best for what they feel is for best for what everyone involved. Sorry. Excuse me, guys. I feel like I could not get that out. I was like stuttering. Anyway, so we have Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. So there's almost this energy of like meeting with spirit. Some of you guys might feel like that happens in a dream. Spirit might not show up in the form of like, I don't know what maybe you would expect spirit to show up as. Spirit might show up in the form as an animal. There could be this energy of an owl or a lizard or even a snake, okay? But I'm getting this energy of spirit showing itself to you, Gemini, or you going and trying to find spirit to commune, trying to get some kind of answers. I feel like you are asking the divine for something here in the past. Like there's this energy of, I'm hearing, go tell it on the mountain. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but I am, okay? So, but I feel like in the past, yes, I feel like you had questions. And, when you have questions, the teacher's going to appear, right? When you're ready to learn this lesson or when you're ready to explore something. I feel like you wanted to get some kind of information, Gemini, and I feel like you went to Spirit and Spirit gave you the answer that you felt you needed. So I do get this energy of doing something, being compassionate for yourself, being compassionate for other people, really trying to be of service to others for sure with this. Some of you could be wanting to take a teaching role, or you're just teaching people with your actions. You're teaching people with how you're treating yourself or how you're handling certain situations. There's almost that kind of energy here too, okay? Let's go ahead and see what's going on with your present energy, Gemini. What's happening presently, in the present moment for Gemini? Okay. We have soul expansion coming out. It says your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. So you're piecing something together. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like in the past you went to spirit. You went to go tell it on the mountain. I keep hearing that. Go tell it on the mountain. I keep hearing that song. Okay? I feel like some of you guys had a come into Jesus moment or something. Because isn't that about going to, like, I don't know. That's just what I'm hearing, okay? I feel like some of you guys, you had some kind of realization and you saw that what you had to do, and you felt like this was done with care and compassion. You were of service to other people. In the past, you did something with your heart, or there is an act of, even if it's just to be of self-service, okay? There was something like that, taking care of yourself, doing what's best for you, doing what's best for others. That's what I'm seeing in the past, okay? And in the present, I'm seeing that you really are. There is this energy of possibly being very reflective right now, getting a lot of intuitive messages from spirit right now, okay? Seeing the connections between things, piecing things together. I do feel like there was like a puzzle that you were putting together, and you are fitting those pieces together right now. You could really be trying to spend time in solitude or in silence right now because you're feeling like you're getting the answers, or that's where you can hear your higher self the clearest, okay? Which I would agree with that. I just really get this energy of like you are clay, okay? Like that's what I'm getting right now, Gemini. You're like clay, and there is no shape, there is no form to you right now. Whereas before, I'm hearing that song from, what is that, from Aaliyah, or is that, no, I think it's about, I don't know. It's Breakaway. Breakaway. Something, something, something. I don't know. That song, whatever. I feel like you did a loving act in the past, whatever that is, okay? I feel like you're going to know, right? Obviously. But there's this energy of that almost like cracking a seed open. Like we talked about this in the most recent reading, how the seed gets cracked and it's like it lets the light through, and there's this expansion that can happen. There's this growth that can happen because of that. And I do feel like there was pain. I gotta, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just me, but it feels like every life lesson comes with a healthy dose of pain, okay? So I feel like there had to have been some kind of pain here. It doesn't have to be, though. Somebody could have given you an act of compassion or done something very kind for you, and this could have touched you in such a magnificent way that it maybe changed something. Something has changed where now you're seeing things differently, or you're open, or it's like, again, you're clay. So you don't really have... I'm not really getting this energy of in the current moment of like a structure necessarily, or an actual thought, or coming down to a conclusion about anything. You are expanding and you are listening. You're seeing the connections between all things, and therefore you know that you're on the right path in some way, okay? You are definitely working on forgiving yourself, working on forgiving others, okay? You're trying to let go of any kind of bitterness. You're trying to let go of any kind of resentment. You're seeing that those emotions are coming from a hurt that has already happened. Because I feel like there's this energy of you really being separate. I don't know. It's almost like you're out here in space. Like just doing your own thing, just floating around, just thinking about stuff, Gemini. I feel like, so whatever this is, it's like you're letting go of something, you're forgiving yourself, you're forgiving others, you're seeing this from a deeper perspective. You're definitely seeing how everything is connected, and therefore it's all happened for a reason. It's like once you get down to that, once you see that everything has happened for a reason, it's like you're seeing things in a deeper way, okay? Yeah, you might have seen that something was definitely you know, you manifested something, and I feel like this was, there might have been this energy of feeling like now there's this chaos principle, and not like the chaos in the energy of everything falling apart, but I've said this recently, like the chaos of we don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to kind of let this go and flow with life, dance with life, and see what happens next, because we are the clay and spirit is the artiste that is about to mold us. That's almost the energy I'm getting. You are going through some kind of healing right now, though, regardless. Like, you are healing on a very deep level. It's touching every aspect of your life too, Gemini. Like, I feel like you're healing in your soul, you're healing in your emotions, you're healing in your body. It's like, you know, your finances are healing. Everything is being touched because of it. There could even be connections around you, like, you know, your family, your friends, that are obviously, you know, worthy and deserving and in alignment of that are also getting this healing energy, because you are connected to everything. Everything is connected to you, right? Okay, so what do we have here in the future for Gemini? Ooh, we have 2 cards that wanted to come out. Okay, we're going to take them. Master Jesus came back out. Forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. Didn't we talk about that, though? Like, something to do with the father? Like, really focusing on that masculine energy. It could be that energy of not feeling protected, not feeling safe, not feeling taken care of. You know, feeling this energy of a little bit like being lost or something. Like, you're learning that you are just simply clay, right? I don't know, there's something about that. Anyways, the Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. So, Spirit's asking you to have hope in situations that have fallen apart. Now, this does not necessarily mean to have hope within those, you know, particular situations. So if something is falling apart, like you lost a job or, you know, lost a relationship or something, it doesn't necessarily mean that that relationship or that job is going to come back around. But what Spirit is saying is that there is like a redemption energy that's happening here. Like, there is going to be some miraculous outcome to a situation that I feel like you feel didn't turn out very well, especially with the Master Jesus coming back out. Because I keep getting that song, Breakaway. Something, I don't know that song, but then it's like, but I'm gonna love you anyway. There's something about that. So it's like, it's almost like, you know, like, maybe this is in regards to relationship, guys, but it could just be in regards to like a dream, an ideal, you know, something that just, you feel like the compassionate thing to do was to pull back your energy and focus on yourself in whatever way, okay? Or to be of service of something. But the way that song sounds, it almost sounds like it's like you're breaking away, but you're gonna love somebody anyway. It's almost like that kind of energy, or you're breaking away from something, you're gonna love it anyways, Gemini. Okay? What is this Kuan Yin energy bringing? Why am I feeling this way? Because I am feeling like something. Look. Right? Because I'm telling you, like, the cards do not lie, Gemini. That's the thing, though, right? They don't, okay? So, yeah, you had to walk away from something, and it was emotional, too. And I feel like, you know, you had a lot emotionally invested in this. You know, I feel like people kind of assume that with the 8 of Cups and stuff, like when you're having to walk away, it's so easy. Like, no, it's not. It's not easy to walk away. It's not easy to disconnect. It's not easy to block. It's not easy to, you know, admit that this isn't going to work anymore, especially when there is something very loving about this, okay? Like, you loved whatever this was, or you had a lot of emotion invested in whatever this was, but you felt like the compassionate thing to do was to leave, okay? It does happen. And obviously, okay? I feel like there's something that happened. There could have been divine intervention. There could have been just to see, you know, it's almost like, you know, feeling like destiny is out there or something is out there and feeling like you have to go. It's just almost that energy. And I feel like there was some type of divine intervention here. Yeah. But there is this energy of expansion or wanting to build up something, wanting to conquer, wanting to explore. There is that energy here. And it's just like, you know, maybe something was like emotionally very fulfilling, but it's like this isn't the time for that, is almost the energy I'm getting here, Gemini, okay? So in the past, yes, you did leave something behind to see what potential is out there, okay? And you did this in a very, even though this is like, it feels compassionate and it feels like a caring thing to do, it's almost like you did do this with logic. You did do this with no emotion. So it's almost you like, you know, for some of you guys, yes, if somebody left you or you left somebody, it was like the break was like emotionless, like, you know, even though there was a lot of emotion here. So, yeah. very much protecting what you feel like your inner sense of peace and balance and happiness is. And yeah, that it might have felt like this for somebody else. Like, it's always like everybody's experience is going to be different, and we can be in the same situation and experience different things. So for some of you, it's like what you were doing to protect your peace, the care you, or you feeling like maybe this is the compassionate thing for everybody involved. Somebody else might have saw it like that. Or this was you. Somebody thought that they were doing the compassionate thing and you saw it as a betrayal. Okay? This is past energy. So I feel like both have moved out of this situation, out of this energy, but we're going to see, right? But I do feel like regardless of how the other person's taking it, or regardless of what end you're on, Gemini, somebody has broken away from something, or both parties. And there is this energy of wanting to see what's out there, wanting to see what potential lies out there, especially in monetary, like wanting to build up your financial footprint, okay? I'm getting that very strongly. This is almost the energy of somebody feeling like they have to leave to go to war. They have to leave to go off on like this, 6-month whatever. It's like, that's kind of the energy it feels like. It's not necessarily like a promise that somebody won't come back, but I don't believe in waiting or holding out for people, unless of course they do go off to war. That's different. Okay, like if somebody goes off to war, yes, I believe in waiting for them then. But like, this is different, I don't feel like this is that case. Of course you would know. This almost feels like an exploratory energy, or feeling like you're being not held back, but it's just like there's a lot here, yes, but I feel like it's just not enough. Okay, it's not enough. So there's just that energy here. Some of you might have given your all to something. You gave and you gave and you gave, and you really just saw that this person was just looking for potential elsewhere, or not seeing anything here. And so you felt like the compassionate thing to do was to kind of, see yourself out of the situation, or just let them leave. Because if they were already leaving, it's almost like, well, I'm not going to hold the door. Just go ahead and go then, basically. That's for some of you guys. Yeah. Okay. All right, Gemini. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on then for the present moment, Gemini. Present moment. It says you're expanding your soul right now. Your consciousness, is expanding. It says you are understanding connections between all things. So whatever end of this situation that you were on, whether you were the one that came, went, got left, whatever, for some of you it was mutual. For some of you it was like somebody was leaving and you had no choice, so you were like, fine. And you made the final sever. It doesn't really matter. I just feel like whatever the situation was for you, it's like you are seeing what the connections were. Like, you are seeing why all this happened. So, it's not like it was in vain, right? Because you are learning something. What is this? You are seeing I feel like there is that energy here of like expansion, of finding something new. And this is definitely connected to something that is going to make you feel stable. This could be a new opportunity. This could be a new seed that could be planted, and who knows what this is going to grow into. Yeah, you're finding out a whole bunch of things. You're seeing where your potential lies. You're seeing what your truths are. Maybe now that you have some kind of emotional space too, because there could be that kind of energy, right? Yeah, I'm hearing we're in the thick of it. We're in the thick of it. Okay. So if there is that energy of feeling like in the emotional thick of it, okay, it's like now you might have this time to kind of think, okay? We just saw the King of Wands, and now we're seeing the Queen of Wands. I find that to be very significant. The King of Wands making this decisive action here to go ahead and go off on their journey, and the Queen of Wands now sitting here in this energy of manifesting, right? All new beginnings, all new ideas, all new truths, right? Page of Cups, maybe even feeling very intuitively led, or feeling emotionally open, especially if there's been something that you've emotionally walked away from or had to, disconnect from. there's that emotional freshness that comes after that, where you're just, it feels a little new, you know? So there is that with the Page of Cups. And I do feel like you're trying to create something new. You're very much in your creativity right now. You're feeling very open and flowy and just, you know, emotionally aware of yourself right now, okay? I feel like you are working to build something with other people around you, possibly trying to develop some kind of skill or put something together. You have hobbies you're working on, but there does feel like something at work that you are working with other people trying to develop, okay? And you might have something else on the side too, in regards to money or some kind of skill that you are going to develop on your own. So you have something going on your own that you're wanting to work on, Gemini, currently, and then you have something you're working on with other people. And you're also coming down to some huge epiphanies, possibly some huge epiphanies about love. For those of you that walked away, you do feel regret or remorse, or there is this energy of like feeling bad, but also knowing that it was what's best. Like there's still that firm, like, I know that this was what's best, okay? If you were the one that was walked away from, I feel like you almost feel the same thing, but mirrored. Like you still feel sad, or you still feel like a little bit like, I don't even really feel like you feel abandoned. You almost just feel like it is what it is, but you are also working on forgiving yourself, possibly for staying around much longer than you should have, or I don't know. There is an element of forgiveness here, but it's like forgiveness with yourself right now. Right now, maybe you don't have enough energy in you to forgive the other person in the situation, Gemini, but you do have enough in you to forgive yourself, right? And that's where it really starts, okay? Because you might, you know, wake up one day and realize that you were never really mad at this person. You were never really upset with this person. You were always upset with yourself, or there's something like that, okay? So I do feel like you're rebuilding something when it comes to your finances, and you're working with other people trying to figure this out. Like you're very serious about this, okay? Whatever this is that you're building, you're very serious about this. For some of you, of course, you are still, I feel like, maybe keeping an eye on somebody that you are feeling emotionally connected to. With that spyglass in this deck, he is my spying king. So you might be feeling a little bit like connected to somebody from the past. Some of you guys, especially my masculine energies, and you might be keeping an eye on them. If you are, it's when you're relaxing. It's not when you're doing the grind, okay? That's for some of you guys. For the most part, everybody is isolating themselves. Okay, Gemini. This future energy, right? This future energy. We got Master Jesus coming out with forgiveness and the Holy Spirit, okay? Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real, okay? And miracles are also going to occur naturally. So there's something about really being in alignment. What is this in the future for Gemini? What is Gemini working on forgiving in the future? Let's just go there first, because I do feel like this is actually not even saying that you're working on forgiving something. I feel like what this is signifying, Gemini, is that you have forgiven something in the future. This could definitely be yourself. This could definitely be somebody else. A situation. For some of you, definitely your father. Like maybe there could be a connection here, because everything comes back full circle. For some of you that left a situation, you might see that that's kind of what your father did. You know, like left a good thing, you know, in search of whatever, just to, you know, I don't know. Like you might see some repeating patterns, and you might not want to be that, or you might forgive something, or maybe you might understand. Like maybe you might finally get it. That is for somebody. Listen, this is not going to be for everybody, but these are messages I can't control, and it is what it is. For some of you, your father left, or your mother left, or somebody, but it says father healing. And you have had to do this now. And now you're kind of looking back, and you're seeing that maybe where a parent didn't have a choice, or maybe they could have made better choices, but they were dealing with what they had at the time. Like you might be seeing your parents from different eyes with this healing, and thinking about the trauma that you went through growing up with like absent parents and feeling that abandonment, or, you know, things like that. You might see that like you understand. Like some of you, if your dad or your mom was always working, and you felt like when you're growing up that they didn't care, they were never around, they were always at work, like you might have to work a lot now to provide. And you might think back and be like, well, damn, I see what my parents felt like because I feel like a piece of crap because I can't be around my kids and I can't take them to the park and I can't do these things because I'm trying to make sure they got freaking Lunchables and crap in the fridge. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I see what my parents were going through. It's like there's almost this full circle. For some of you, this is just how it is when you get older. Like, so some of you might be hitting that. But for some of you, I do feel like there is a direct connection between a connection, a relationship, a soul connection that you had to walk away from and a parent. And you're seeing something that's full circle. Like you're seeing the connections and you're choosing to forgive. Possibly the parent, you know? And even yourself too. Because again, yeah, exactly. Sail away. This is like my big sail away card though. I feel like for a long time you weren't feeding this any energy. You did not want to feed this wound. Whatever this trauma was, you did not want to feed it, Gemini. And it's like your soul was bound and determined to feel whatever this was, to experience whatever this was, and it might have even manifested it in like the perfect storm of a person, to where it's like you had to see it, you had to pay attention to it. And then when you did, it's like now you got thrown into that huge, this where we're at right now. New beginnings, newness, off on a new path, off on a new understanding, seeing the potential in things, seeing the potential in yourself, being very tender and forgiving with yourself and forgiving with others. There is an element of forgiveness throughout this entire reading, you know? So it's like you see the lesson cycle close here, and you see where you kept it open for so long by denying those emotions, by denying yourself to feel whatever it is that you needed to feel. Sometimes that's how life is. Like sometimes that's how spirit will do it. Like, well, you can't learn the lesson from just observing it from an outside perspective. So maybe we need to throw you in it and have you see the lesson from the inside, and then you'll get it. For some of you, that might be what this is. What is this, Master G? What is Gemini working in? Well, again, what is Gemini for? Because I'm in the present, right? So I'm still like feeling this from the present. So let's go to the future now, okay? What is Gemini experiencing in the future with this forgiveness? What is this in regards to? The Sun. Being honest. There's something about that, okay, with the Sun energy. This could be not being honest for so long. This could be being honest. There's something about a level of honesty here, okay? So, and for some reason that needing to be forgived. So that's what I'm getting here. It's either somebody wasn't honest for all this time and they finally were, and that's being forgiven in the future, or somebody's hasn't been honest and they're finally forgiving themselves for not being honest. It's like that, one or the other. That's kind of what I'm getting. There's also this energy of forgiving yourself for not allowing yourself to be yourself with the Sun energy, because that is my self-expression card. So it's like, you know, maybe not standing in your authenticity, you know, and seeing where that might have caused pain, it might have caused problems, it's caused karma, it's caused blockages in your healing where you might have felt like maybe it was almost like it was counterproductive. Because again, I'm getting that with that Four of Cups energy and this wound from your childhood that you've refused to look at. It's like it felt counterproductive to look at it because it was causing so much pain. It was causing so much shame. It was causing so much anger. But actually, you needed to look at it. That's why you manifested almost something that, and it's not like, if this was a relationship, it's not like this other person didn't learn anything too. They have their own wounds that they manifested within you. So you were replaying some kind of trauma they experienced as well. You know, it wasn't like it was one way here. So there's not, you know, again, that's why I feel like there's a big element of forgiveness here in Kuan Yin with Jesus, because there's like a big energy of compassion. And so, dare I say that everybody here understands, everybody here has learned the lesson, but of course we can't speak for everybody. We can only speak for ourselves, Gemini. So you are realizing something about yourself that you're forgiving, okay? And for some of you, it is that confusion of who am I? What is the truth? What do I want, right? Maybe it took you a while. And so, you know, there's this energy of, I know what I want now, and can there be forgiveness, okay? I don't know, right? That's what this energy is for some of you guys, like knowing what you want and asking for forgiveness. Okay. The Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. What miracle can Gemini expect in the future? What miracle? Five of Pentacles. You're going to come out of the cold when it comes to a situation. Now, this is interesting because we have the King of Cups. He's my spine king. He's my king of love, okay? We got the Ten of Wands. I feel like your emotions have been such a burden. I feel like there's something that it's like your self-esteem is really healing here. And there could be something also in regards to your health or your finances. Yes, something is about to pick up in regards to health or finances. There's going to be some kind of miracle. So perhaps you've been having some health issues. That's going to clear up, or you're going to get the news you need. There could be some blockage that's cleared through this forgiveness, and it causes something else to clear within you, okay? Energetic blocks being lifted, so it's affecting you in your physical health. I am getting that for some of you guys. But I do feel like there's going to be news on the horizon. Now, this is not going to be for everybody, and I'm really not trying to turn this reading into one of those, oh, they're going to come back type of energies. But I did see the full circle. Okay, so for some of you, there could be the full circle here, but it's not going to be for everybody. And if it is, it's not going to be anytime soon, hun. This is like with the sun, maybe a whole like solar year, a whole solar return or whatever. So like a whole year, you know, because it takes time to change. It takes time to heal. I know sometimes we want to rush the process, but it takes time. So if you have just experienced the break or just experienced the crack, it's like you can't just in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months be done with your healing. Or like this, I feel like this where you are right now, okay, is where you're probably going to be for a minute. Some of you are, of course, going to be in this part, and you're going to be transitioning more. Some of you are going to be more over here. It just really depends, but I feel like for the majority of you guys, we will be in this energy of space and connecting the dots and seeing how everything's working together and seeing the synchronicities and evolving these new thoughts and epiphanies and truths and getting to know ourselves and developing and creating and manifesting. I feel like there's this newness and this growth that's happening right now, and it's going to be here for a minute. I feel like if anything does come circling back around in the form of, I see what I want now, I'm sorry, you know, I want to come in from the cold, anything like that, that's not going to be for a minute, and it's not going to be for everybody. And you really don't need to even, that's why I really don't even want to bring it up, because it's like, I don't want anybody to put stock in that. Right now, you need to see the potential that could be out there, okay? Because this is newness that you're in right now. You're in this energy of like, again, being like clay, where you can mold anything for yourself. So, okay, let's get some advice and then let's get out of here, because I kind of feel like this reading, it took a minute, right? All right. Advice for Gemini. Advice in regards to the past for Gemini. Advice in regards to the past. Discipline. That's what I'm saying. Some of you guys had to make a choice that you know would lead to happiness for not just yourself, but for everybody involved. It's like making the tough choices here with discipline, okay? You were bound and determined to emotionally disconnect or disconnect, period, to see what potential is out there, and you felt like this was an act of service to you and to others, okay? There is that energy here. And it took discipline to do this, all right? And this was following some kind of divine orders too. This was not just on like a whim, because we have all this purple here. It makes me think of the crown chakra. So it's like you were following spirit's orders with doing this. Like you felt very within, like this is the path I need to go on. It says, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yeah, and I feel like you did. Whatever you were setting out to accomplish, you did. Some of you in the past, happiness, but also worry. It goes hand in hand, you know, fear, the ego, right? Love with the higher self. It's almost that energy here of like, did I make the right mistake, or did I make the right mistake? Oh, hell no. Did I make the right decision? Or for some of you guys, like, is this all going to be okay? Like, is this all going to work out? I'm feeling that energy too, okay, in the past. But you still were disciplined. You still took the leap. You still did what you felt like you needed to do, okay? Yeah, even through the indecision, right? Because there was indecision, it feels like. All right, guys, let's see what's going on. The advice in regards to the current moment. Advice for the present moment for Gemini. Self-esteem, pride. I feel like I want to get one, but I feel like those are things you are working on right now. You are working on building self-esteem. You are working on, for some of you, refining your pride. You have here for Gemini in the present moment. Advice. Oh, okay. Self-esteem and peace. The Spirit's like, look, Jess, okay? Something with your self-esteem right now is definitely in the cooker, okay? And we cannot deny that. And there is this energy of finding peace within yourself, finding peace within the void. But this is not the void of like a darkness and a dark night of the soul and feeling depressed and feeling horrible. This is almost like the void of creation, where it's like, you know, you have lots of potential, okay? It says, I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And you do, Gemini. You are very special. You are very talented. You are here meant to do something. You have a mission to fulfill. And there is a lot of things that you are developing right now that you're going to see that in the future. And, you know, we have peace. I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. And that's the thing, is like, you're not grasping or holding on to things. You're letting it go. You're letting it come. It's like, you know, you're trying to really be at peace. For some of you, guilt with relationships. Yeah. For some of you who had to make the final cut, or you had to be the one to walk away, or you were the one that felt like you were doing the kind, compassionate thing for yourself or for others, there is that guilt. Like, you might even worry about the other person and if they were okay, which is sweet, but it's like, you know, that's not your job to worry about them, right? Like, it's your job to worry about you. And that's a fucking full-time job. I trust me, I know, because I read your cards for you. Okay? So I know it's a full-time job. All right, so what do we got here for the future? Future advice. Forgiveness. What? Listen, Gemini, that's what I'm saying though. Like, forgiveness coming out on top of forgiveness. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And this is why I feel like in the future, this is something acknowledged. Like, this is something realized, Gemini, that you know, you have to forgive this situation. You have to forgive this person. You have to forgive yourself. A lot of you, this is definitely, it's layers upon fucking layers of forgiveness. That's what I'm saying. For some of you, it's not just like this person. It's not just a situation. It's what this person or the situation represented. Because again, there was like a trauma or a wound that was attached to this person that I don't think they did it. Like, they weren't the one that gave you that wound. They weren't the one that gave you that trauma, but yet they still represented that. And so this is like, I'm forgiving you, but I'm also forgiving the bastard that made me project this onto this situation and made you even show up as a trauma lesson, right? It's like something like that. Like, somebody out here is really seeing things like in a very multi-dimensional way, and it's kind of cool, okay? There is this energy too, Gemini, of maybe forgiving yourself for how you view relationships. Maybe you viewed relationships as a competition with yourself, with the other person, power plays, and who's in control and who can act like they don't give a fuck the most. And you know what I mean? You don't answer my calls, well, I'm not going to answer yours, or I'm going to leave you on red if you know what I mean? It's like, you know, there's a lot of needing to forgive yourself because you see where it was coming from. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, you see that it was coming from a wounded space. Exactly. Fear. Blame. Look. Exactly. It's like, I don't feel like you're wanting to blame anybody, Gemini. I don't feel like that's where your head's at. I feel like you're more like, I really want to get to the root of this. It's like, we can stop eating the sugar. We can start brushing our teeth. We can start doing all the things. But if we don't take the fucking cavity out, it doesn't matter what we do. You have to take the cavity out. Okay? And I feel like that's what's happened in this situation. This is definitely talking about your relationships, Gemini. And you just, you know, Spirit wants you to just trust moving forward into the future that you are developing healthy relationship patterns right now by removing the negative ones. Okay? And they start within yourself. That's the thing. Like, these patterns, it starts with you. It starts with your childhood. It starts with your past life traumas. Okay? So you know, it says, I am attracted to the people that serve my highest good, and I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So you're going to be guided towards the people that are going to serve your highest good. And for those of you that, again, that something comes back full circle, this will be like a completely new thing. It will be like a completely new relationship with a completely new person, but this will not take place for a while. So again, don't be like out here waiting. I don't feel like I need to say that, but you never know, because I don't know who's watching me, so take it as it resonates. All right, guys, I hope that reading helped. I hope it resonated. I hope it did something, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.